My goodness, has it been a while? Um, what's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Cider Report back live again. Jesus, wow. Yeah, man, these are muscles I haven't stretched in a little while. Wow. Um, yeah, jeez. Okay, yeah. So just to kind of answer the chat, Math Big asked, what got me back into it, and it's just like, yeah, man, fucking politics just got interesting again. Like it really did. Um, if you'd have asked me back in 2016, I was saying this to one of my mates in work today. If you'd have asked me back in 2016 when I was like full on Bernie, and I mean full on Bernie, if I was excited about Kamala Harris running for president, and that I was going to get like properly excited about it, and that I would I would have laughed straight in your face, like straight in your face. Um, so yeah, look, I mean, okay, am I in a ZZ Top 20 band? No, no, I am not. Um, I do live in Ireland, Math Pig. Yes, I do, but it's Irish politics, man. It's just so uninteresting, and like you have to deep dive into so many kind of like different fucking avenues. And um look, I think that the Irish politics system is like, well, any system that doesn't have just two parties running, I think that that is definitely like better in that you get like a more diverse option choice, right? And you get more diverse I'll fucking turn this on. I don't actually think it works, but hey, no, it doesn't. But hey, it might flicker. Uh, but yeah, I just think that yeah, so like you have like different it's more of it on a sliding scale of left to right. You have more kind of like pinpoints. You have more dots on the line, right? If you have more than two parties. But I just think that like just because American politics, there is only two dots on that line. There's you know what I mean. There's less to dive into, but there's it just makes it so much more kind of like binary, and like you're able to kind of like attack both without kind of like being hypocritical, and without like I don't know. I just think that the choice of only having two, it just makes it a little bit more interesting, because it naturally opens itself up to more kind of like personal fighting almost. And it like, yeah, I don't know, it's just a little bit more interesting. However, um yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. So when Biden did the debate against Trump the end of June, oh my god, man, I was just so disappointed. Genuinely, just because like we were promised Dark Brandon, and I got Sleepy Joe, and it's just I was so let down, man. I was so let down. I just thought that it was going to be good, and it was going to be this like wonderful like you know debate, and that Biden was going to do really well, and that he was going to, and it just no, just did not do that well. Um, but yeah, like I then when he dropped out and he endorsed Kamala, like my initial reaction was just like, oh sweet fuck no, Jesus Christ. So it's like, let's start, like let's maybe kind of go for somebody like objectively more left, and objectively more kind of progressive and stuff like that, and like let's kind of keep it at that. But yeah, I just think that seeing the like after effects of what's happened with Kamala, and like how much her approval rating has shot up, and then when she picked her vice president Tim Walz, how much like he, oh my god, I mean, like you might as well fucking rename him John America. Like he's America's dad. Like he is literally the most normal, down to earth guy, right? Like personality wise. But then when you look at what he's done, and we're going to be getting into this a little bit because there's been some attacks on him, and it's just stupid. But I mean, like, he is literally the man who coined the term "they're weird." He's the one who started calling, like, Trump and JD Vance and the MAGA movement and Republicans just in general. He's the one who started calling them weird. And you know what? He's right. They're fucking weird. They're really, really weird. Okay, so Spooky says, but the Vance guy seems nice. Okay, all right, okay. He then said ... kidding. I was just going to say hard disagree on that. Because hang on here now. Why is my chat should be coming up? They are not, but they should be, but they are not. Matthew, before you ask me, they are in the right order. Okay, they are in the order where the chat box should be coming up, but it is not. So I don't know what the story is there, but anyhow, I'll fix it for next time. Anyway, wait, hang on there now. It should actually be able to come up if I just move that around, move that over to there. You go. See, look, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now we have chat on screen. See, I can do this fucking tech tuber shit, right? Fuck you. I love being weird, lol. Don't take that away from me. Look. I mean, we're all a little bit weird, right? We are definitely all a little bit kind of strange and whatever else. But it's just, don't get me started on my stream last week. The echo, I can say nothing, man. Honestly, like, I'm so, Jesus Christ, I'm surprised you can't fucking hear the like fucking metal fucking scraping off each other. There's that much rust on me. I mean, like, I haven't streamed properly. The last time that I streamed was my birthday last year. It's been literally more than a year since I've streamed, so like, it's genuinely been a long time. Oh, there we go. We have some life in her yet. So yeah, look, just to kind of introduce you and to kind of get like a sense of who Tim Waltz is. Let's have a fucking look at the man, okay? Let's have a look at who this guy is, because I just think he's just fabulous. So let's have a little look. You can't hear that because I haven't muted, but you know what? I clocked it very fucking early days. I just want to point out I clocked that very early days. So here we go.
Pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago. Only this time, it will be much, much worse. Raising costs on middle-class family. He will repeal the Affordable Care Act, no doubt about it. He'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And when somebody tells you are, they believe him. He said he'd ban abortion across this country, and he'll do it, whether or not Congress is there or not. Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never sat at that kitchen table like the one I grew up at, wondering how we were going to pay the bills. He sat at his country club up in Mar-a-Lago, wondering how he can cut taxes for his rich friends. And I got to tell you, his running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country. J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda. Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
Like, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, the man is just like does he not just give off America's Dad fucking vibes and everything else? Like he's just like, what a fucking freeze frame, by the way. But like, oh man, he's just so just not normal and down to earth and just fucking like you know, does he not just look and sound and come across as just a regular fucking dude? You know what I mean? And that's what I think, like, politics has just been missing for so fucking long, because as Matt Big did just correctly say, they do all look after their rich friends. But I mean, like, Trump did it so transparently, and he did it so obviously and everything else. I mean, at least the Dems, I mean, if you were to give them an ounce of fucking credit, at least they do it covertly. They do it on, you know what I mean? So like, but yeah, anyway, look, I just think that, like, he's just so fucking normal and he's so down to earth, and he literally coined, like, he started calling them weird, and now, like, that's what that's what most people are now running on, is that he's just weird. They're weird. And I think it was him that first said this, right? But I want to just do like a little bit of a thought experiment with everyone in live chat, right? Can you, right, because he posted up a video, and it was like of him and his daughter, and they were at like a fairground, and they were going on all of these like carnival rides and stuff like that. And like he was joking about, you know, that like, oh, his daughter is like a vegetarian or she's vegan or something like that, and he was like, oh, well, we'll like get like turkey, and she was like, that's meat, and he's like, oh, you know, like, not here, just generally just joking and laughing and like just like living his fucking best life, right? And like doing all this. Can anyone, this is the fucking thought experiment, can anyone in chat imagine Trump doing that? Genuinely. Because I can't imagine him, like, you know, at a fairground with any of his kids and just laughing and joking and going on rides the same as any other normal parent would. I genuinely cannot fucking imagine him doing it. And it's just like, this is the point, is that like they're just weird. They're really weird. They don't live in these like, they don't do normal things. They don't live in like normal lives and stuff like that. They just don't do it. And so like, yeah, I just think it's just him being who he is and everything. He's just fantastic. I just think he's just fantastic. So a little bit about Tim Walz, just for anybody who doesn't know, and then I'll be kind of going over like what I think of like his record and stuff like that. So he enlisted into the National Guard when he was 17 years old. He served for 24 years. He then became a high school social studies teacher for 10 years, and then he went into Congress, and then he became the governor of Minnesota, right? So that's the life that he has lived and stuff like that. Mathmix says, lol, you are you saying it's better to hide your deception? I don't like to. No, I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely better to hide it, but I mean, like, it's one of the reasons why I don't really kind of understand why Trump has the support that he has, is that, like, you know, he's so obvious about doing all of these like objectively bad things, and about doing all of these, like, you know, these objectively just corrupt stuff, and like how he's so, like, he's not trying to hide it. I don't understand how he has any ounce of fucking support behind him. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't get why he has the fucking I just don't get why he has support behind him, and why people are saying that, like, no, that like he's in it for like middle America, that he's fighting for working class Americans, but he's not, though. And he's obviously not doing that. Like, that's obviously not the case. So I'm not saying that it's necessarily better just to hide it but to do it anyway. But it's just like, I can't fully grasp how you can be so obviously corrupt and yet still have the support that you do. You know what I mean? I just genuinely just don't understand that. But that's the life that Tim Waltz has had, that he's led. And yeah, I mean, like, just yeah, just normal guy. To get onto his record and why I think his record is important and stuff like that. Well, yeah, Trump did say that Waltz is too into the trans stuff. So whilst Waltz was a teacher for 10 years, he was also the coach of a football team that, like, he got them to, like, their first championship win, like, ever, or like, like, their first win ever. And so, like, yeah, so, like, but whilst he was there, there was the first, or like one of the first, because, like, this was in, like, the, like, early 90s to kind of early, no, sorry, late 90s to early aughts. um Sorry, no, it wasn't. I'm wrong about that. It was the mid 90s, where the first openly gay person on the football team that he was coaching, he came out as gay, and what he wanted to do was he wanted to set up a group that was like a gay straight alliance, almost like he wanted to kind of, like, literally bring people together, and to, like, openly talk and to openly just hang out and be normal and be, this and that and whatever. And he acted as, like, a chairperson, or as, like, a an ambassador, as, like, or like, he endorsed the group heavily, but he was also involved with the group heavily. So he's always been LGBTQIA friendly. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just, again, normal, just normal. Matt Big says people are stupid. They look they look left when he screams. Look right. Whoa, 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 whoa. They look left when he screams. Look right. It's when you're in your best interest. Look right. And folks see balance. Are not convinced, but they are convinced. I'm not sure what you mean by that, there, mate. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, he's always been accepting of LGBTQIA. And, like, again, just fucking normal. However, JD Vance has said that Tim Waltz has, like, stolen valor, and that, like, he ran away from combat and stuff like that, because it was when he was in the National Guard that the war in Iraq was kind of, like, hyping up, and it was getting really fucking, it was like tensions were rising. And so he left, and then it was a couple of months after that that they got, like, the word, basically, that his troop was being drafted into the war, or that they were expected to go and fight in the war. But the point is that, like, and, like, I mean, like, I've read, I don't know how many different fucking reports of this, that, like, when you are leaving the National Guard, when you are leaving any branch of the military, I mean, like, you give in, like, 6 months to, like, a year's notice. It's not like your fucking regular job where you give in, like, 2 weeks to a month's notice. No, 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 no. It's a long fucking time. Everybody in his battalion knew that he was going to be leaving. um and so, like, this was not like a kind of, like, no, like, he just fucking ducked out. Like, he's seen that this was rising, and he's seen that this was gonna be, you know going to be happening, and that I think he was maybe potentially being drafted, and then just fucking ducked out at the last second. This was well in the works, and also it was only a couple of months after he actually left that his group was even talked about being included in the war. So, I mean, like, it's just ridiculous. Americans don't really like stolen valor thing. Yeah, but see, the point is that he's not guilty of stolen valor. He's not guilty of that, because and, like, I mean, like, then, so he left the National Guard and went straight into or sorry, when he went into Congress, then he started railing against the war in Iraq. He was really, 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 really against it. Of course, now everybody is, because with the benefit of hindsight. But he was there from the very, very start, so he's always been very, very principled on this issue. But the point is that, like, and then JD Vance said, oh, that, like, he actually picked up weapons and went in. No, he fucking didn't. He was a journalist. He was there in the background. He never fucking picked up a rifle and shot it at anybody. He was not involved in the war. So I mean, like, genuinely, if there was, if anything, the argument could be made that fucking JD Vance is guilty of stolen valor, because he didn't actually fucking he wasn't involved. Um. So yeah. Look, I just think for the first time in a very, 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 very long time, I don't think it's quite to the level, but I haven't felt this enthusiastic about American politics since I was fully on the Bernie train back in 2016. Um, like, I genuinely don't. Well, back in 2016 and then again in 2020, I don't think that I've been like that kind of like enthusiastic about it. I was super kind of bummed, obviously, when Bernie was kind of, dubbed for the second time out of the nomination. But look, I mean, like, Biden won, so he didn't get Trump, so I guess it's better. The point is, yeah, and look, sorry, yeah, towards the end of the Tim Waltz clip there, so, like, there's been this really, really, really weird rumor going around about JD Vance, and again, look, it is a rumor. It's not actually been like 100% confirmed, but then again, when has that ever mattered to Americans? Apparently, apparently, JD Vance likes to have sex with couches. I kind of wish I was joking there, but that's genuinely what the rumor is. So when he said that, like, that he can't wait to debate him if he can get up off the couch, it's kind of, a little bit tongue in cheek there. But I look, I really, really love this direction that they're going down. I think that genuinely the start of the Democrats' downfall was in the Obama era. I can't remember exactly what year or anything else that it was said, but it was Michelle Obama who had said that when they go low, we go high, right? And it was kind of like this, like, moral high ground, and know that we're better than them, and blah 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 blah. I don't fucking like that, right? Because if they're gonna fucking play dirty, not necessarily play dirty back, but like fucking like fight back, man, fight back. I'm not saying like stoop to their level and, like, come up with names like fucking Sleepy Joe and Ron the Sanctimonious and blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying, because that's just stupid, right? And that's just childish, and you come across as stupid and childish. What I'm saying is that like, like, fucking, like, if there is anything like that, like, fucking fucking go after it, man. Call them weird. Call them the fucking weirdos. Call them, like, he has said as well in a different. It might have been in the same speech, but obviously in a different clip, that, like, they were the ones for decades talking about freedom, 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 and as it turns out, they wanted the freedom for the government to get involved with between you and your doctor. They wanted the freedom to tell you what fucking books are allowed in your children's schools. They wanted the freedom to get personally invested in your life, and to part way fucking control your life, to tell you literally what you can and cannot do. I mean, like, that's, and, like, I'm sorry, that's not freedom. Not to anybody. Not to anybody's standard, not by anybody's fucking definition. That is not freedom. It's just not. Um so yeah, look, I just think that genuinely this is the first time I've actually been excited about politics, and I don't know how long, and I don't know if this is like a resurrection of the channel, not yet, but it's, man, I'm genuinely fucking excited, man. I can't wait for the debates between Kamala and Trump, and then between JD and Tim. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna be like covering them live, but I will definitely be talking about them. I'll probably be like reacting to them or whatever. But yeah, man, oh, genuinely, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm just happy that this is happening. Um, yeah, I just think that, like, out of three times now Trump has run, and looking at the polling, looking at general, like, enthusiasm, looking at, like, what people are saying about Kamala and about Tim, what, like, literally looking at the, like, attitudes, looking at the crowd sizes, looking at all of this data kind of compressed into one, it's looking fairly fucking likely that Kamala's going to clinch it, that she's going to do it. She's gonna win it for the Dems, and Trump will have lost 2 out of 3 elections. I hope that that's the case. But look, now that Joe is out of the race, it it is literally, there's more eyes. I genuinely think that was one of the worst things to happen to Trump's campaign, because when Joe backed out, now Trump is the oldest officially nominated candidate, because of course Joe was, like, the DNC hadn't happened. He wasn't officially nominated as, or he wasn't officially appointed as the nominee to continue, in his case, running for president. So, like, Trump is now officially the oldest candidate ever nominated for president. So that's a little bit. But I think that genuinely that was one of the worst things to happen to his campaign when Joe backed out, because now all eyes are on him as the oldest candidate. And the gaffes that Trump has been making, let's just keep this clear, for years. Trump has been mixing up the names of places, or he's just been, like, straight up just failing to say a word. Like, he, for some reason, like, bizarrely, this is when he recently kept mixing up Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi. I mean, I suppose both of their first names start with a N, so, but, like, all eyes are on him now, and it's more obvious when he fucks up and when he's just generally just low energy. He did like a press conference, I think is, yeah, probably what you would call it, in Mar-a-Lago, I think. This genuinely only recently, this was only in the last couple of days. And it was so last minute that none of the reporters in the room had mics, or they didn't even have, like, one of, like, the boom arm mics. So when he got finished talking, he spoke for about 20 minutes. And when he got finished talking, then, and he opened it up to questions, like, the video feed is just him with his big dumb face looking out into a silent crowd and then answering a question. And you have to kind of guess as to what the question might have been, although Trump is notorious for not actually answering the question that he was asked. He'll just talk about what he fucking wants to talk about. So, like, that was just really, really weird. But even his cadence, even, like, his energy when he was on, like, he just looked defeated. I'm not saying that he looked, like, just, like, generally old. He is generally old, but, like, that wasn't even necessarily the thing. Like, he just looked defeated. He was, like, deflated. He had no energy in him. Like, and look, we know, because we've all seen countless clips of Trump at a rally, and like, being energy and energizing the crowd, and, like, getting out there and ranting and raving and stuff like that. And, like, he'll do, like, an hour long fucking rally that's just all off the cuff. It's all unscripted, whatever else. Not that I'm saying this was scripted, but it just, there was just none of that energy, Spooky said, oh yeah, the Trump was shot in the ear. Listen. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. But he was shot in the ear. There's no chunk missing out of his ear. He had a little bandage on there for a couple of days. And he's done a press conference now. and he's on camera. There ain't nothing wrong with that ear. I'm not saying that it was fake. I'm not saying it was fake. I'm not saying it was set up. I'm not saying that he orchestrated it. I'm not saying it was an inside job. I'm not saying it was planned or anything else like that. I am not saying that. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. And I mean, like, I know people who have had, like, their ears pierced and stuff like that. Like, and I mean, like, that shit can take, like, 6 months to properly heal. Like, he said that he heals quickly. Not that fucking quickly. You're pushing 80, mate. Like, you're not, like, you don't heal that fucking quickly. So like, look, again, I'm not saying that it was all fake or that it was all like fucking like an inside job or whatever else. I'm not saying that. It's a little bit sussy. It's just a little, that's what I am saying, is that it was definitely a little bit sussy. I just yeah, I just I don't know, man. This is not looking good for Trump. Genuinely, it's not looking good for Trump. He was asked at the press conference why he wasn't like campaigning, and he said, "Oh, because like he's up by so many points and all these." I think he actually said that he was up by like 20 or 30 points in one state, in one state, which is just not true, mate. Why would you say that? Like, it's very easily verifiable. Like, it's not. That's not true. He's not up by even 20 points, even the lower number in any state. So I don't know why you would say that, but oh, weird. I have to keep going back to it because he's just weird. It's just weird. But anyway, look, that's just what's happened. That's just what's been happening in the last couple of months, we'll say, in politics. And like, yeah, I am enthused. I cannot wait for this to happen. The first debate that is absolutely genuinely definitely scheduled is for the 10th of September. They're talking about doing three, one on the 3rd, one on the 10th, and one on the 25th. I don't know if all of those are going to happen, but you know, that's what they're scheduled for now at the moment. Oh, hang on, because I have a little bit of a surprise. If I can fucking get him. Her, even, sorry. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is Bella. Eh? This is Bella. Look at the camera. I have adopted her. I found her, and she is mine now. That is what happened. So yes, I have 2 cats. I am 29. I live on my own. I have 2 cats. I am winning at life. So yeah, so that's the situation that I'm in right now. Anyway, but yeah, look, yeah, genuinely, I think that I don't know if I'm going to do it like absolutely every Saturday, but I think I'm gonna. I'm definitely leaning towards coming back to streaming, man. Like I have missed it, right? Just to kind of like fully, we'll say, answer Mathwig's question at the start of the stream. I've missed streaming occasionally. Like the last couple of times that I was like, I kind of sat down and I was maybe kind of like a half an hour in. And I was just like, man, I'm forcing this, you know, like I'm forcing the outrage. I'm forcing the anger. I'm forcing myself to kind of sit down and talk about like this sort of stuff. This just doesn't feel forced anymore. Like I'm here because I'm like I want to be here. I'm here because I want to talk about stuff that's fucking interesting me and stuff like that. Like so, yeah, I would say I would say I'm back to streaming. I would say I'm back to streaming. I'm going to keep this one kind of relatively short and sweet. Been going definitely well under an hour. I'm looking at the time there. I'm 38 minutes now. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I want to kind of jump in at the fucking deep end, you know, first one back and everything else like that. We're going to be a little bit rusty. But yeah, no, look, yeah, I think I'm just going to fucking leave it there, guys. Genuinely, look, absolutely thank you so much for not fucking forgetting about me, for not thinking, for not, like, you know, not thinking I was dead, although one person did. But, you know, understandable, not streaming in a year. But yeah, probably Saturday nights, just with work and stuff like that, and how the schedule is kind of working out. It's probably going to be Saturday nights. But yeah, for now, look, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there, and I will talk to you all again next Saturday.